What is going on, everyone? Amedeo602 here, and today I've got some nice throwback Blackout gameplay for you, and we're going to go through 5 different wins that I had, and I'm going to kind of walk you through my thought process for each one. So we're getting started here in my favorite drop spot in Blackout, the Red Barn, and boy, Blackout right now, it's got so much nostalgia, and I really miss the wingsuit. That was a huge difference between Modern Warfare's Warzone and Blackout, and the wingsuit is just so much more fun. So what I'm doing here is, you can see it's close to the end of the game, and I don't have a whole lot of kills this game. My teammate Taken, he just got taken out, and he was going through and he was the one racking up all the kills. I wasn't getting a whole lot of kills, I was getting a lot of assists. But what you can see here is you can see we're close to the end of the game. You got 5 people left. And I don't really know how many of these are solos, how many of these are duos, right? So we could have a group of 2 and 2 solos, we could have 4 other solos, or we could have a couple of groups of 2. And you can see here, I go to rotate to the right here, and what happens is I see this other group up at about 30, and this other group just blocks me off. What I did was I threw that smoke as a diversion, and the good play, the best play there is to go to the right if you're playing for position. And that's what I wanted to do. But then when I saw that group of 2 to the right, I knew that I was going to be blocked off. So what I did was I hung out behind the rock. I wasn't sure if they had seen me or not. And one of them charged me. He pushed up by himself, and that's what got him killed. And then the second guy there, he chased me, and I don't know why he wasn't shooting me in the back. I don't know if that was a new player. I don't know what was going on with him. But that was 2 easy kills, and I managed to live another day. So now we're even closer to the end of the game. We've only got 3 players left, and I'm just a sneaky little, slippery little snake. And this part of the video is probably going to be the most boring part of the video. So right now, go ahead and take 2 seconds to go click on the subscribe button if you're enjoying this. And what you've got to do in this situation, when you have 3 players left, you don't want to be the first one to fire a shot, and you don't want to be the first one to have a shot fired at you. So what happens when there are 3 players left? When 2 of them start fighting, you've got a 50-50 chance that you survive. And you see here, Scuba Fish Hunt, he got a kill right there. And we're going to pause the game for a second. And what happened is he got a kill. I didn't know if that was a group of 2 or 2 solos. And since they fought, obviously it's 2 solos, right? But now it's 1-on-1. He has no idea where I am. And I've got a pretty good idea that he's north of me right by this tree. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the Outlander perk, not that I really need it, and I remove the sight from my gun because, well, I don't need a 3x sight, and if he comes and gets too close to me, then that 3x sight's just going to get in the way and get me killed, and believe me, I've lost plenty of games because of that. So Scuba Fish Hunt really just had no clue where I was. I had a pretty good idea where he was, and that's a wrap. In our second video here, you can see we've got some Alcatraz gameplay. And again, this is close to the end of the game here. Take out this dude on the submarine. And what's going to happen here is you're going to see the circle is going to close right around this front or back, whatever it is, this entrance of the submarine here with these stairs here. So you can see we've got pretty good circle position. That circle in Alcatraz, and really any battle royale, is going to slowly close around the center. So the closer you are to the center of that final circle with the best position, so that's height advantage, cover, anything like that, the best position that you can be in toward the center of that circle is going to give you the highest chance to win the game. So what I'm going to do is I throw smoke, and then through the smoke I shoot out with the grapple gun just to catch these guys completely off guard, and unfortunately I downed Wick there with my Sparrow. It was a little too explosive for my own good. So that win was really just a matter-of-fact win of we had the position, they couldn't come down to get us, they had to wait for us to come up to them, and as long as you don't go out one at a time, you're probably in pretty good shape. So that's why I did what I like to call the slingshot maneuver with the grapple hook, where you just shoot clear past the enemies and then they have no clue where you've gone. And since I was in the water, I had pretty good concealment and I was able to take out those last couple of guys. For gameplay number 3 here, we've got Hardcore Blackout. Now, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but Hardcore Blackout was a limited time mode. This was the only win that I ever had in Hardcore Blackout. That was a really difficult game mode. You didn't get armor, you didn't get a HUD. The only healing item was the medkit. So just all sorts of things going on with Hardcore Blackout. To me, it was really hard because it was hard to tell where the circle was going to be, and a big part of how I play is where that circle is going to be. I want to get in the best position on the skinny side of the circle. And that's really hard to do if you're not sure where the circle is. So in this engagement, you can see we control one side of the farmhouses, and the other group controls the other side of the farmhouses. And there's kind of this no man's land in between. And the other group makes a huge mistake. They all push out of their respective side of the farmhouse one at a time. And what that does is that lets us easily pick them off one at a time. Now, they do manage to down one of our teammates, and so what they should have done when they got that pick was they should have all pushed together, or they should have just spammed us with all sorts of grenades and clusters and Molotovs and things. So you can see here, one of them has the right idea, and he's throwing grenades and he pushes, but he did alone. And when you push alone, there's a good chance that you're going to die alone. And now we move on to the final circle, which this is a really hard final circle because it's in the middle of fracking. And what you've got is you've got high ground in the center here of the tower, and then you've got the other building, which is higher ground, but it's not in the middle of the circle. So we get into kind of this stalemate situation. And again, this is all about positioning, and Warzone is in a lot of ways very similar, and it's even more important in Warzone that you have the good position because you don't have grapples, you don't have as many people running smoke, you don't have as much mobility, you don't have things like this barricade I put up here. So really you get yourself into the best position and you wait for your enemy to make a mistake. And in this case, this guy makes a mistake. He's got to run through this open area here, and he does a really good job trying to get around and flank us, but really he's just got no chance against two guys. You can see he makes a good play there trying to run through the storm, but it just wasn't enough. There was one of him, two of us, so that's another win in the book. For shirt number 4, I'm going to be a sneaky snake, and I'm going to put on dead silence and mobility. And this isn't an endgame situation here, but it just goes to show how perks are so important in Blackout. Now, of course, they're important in Warzone too. You want to be running Ghost, Cold-Blooded, and probably Amped at the end of the game. So you can see here, looking at the circle, we have a pretty good circle, but it's not a great circle because we're going to have to push away from our building. And what you've got here is you've got a little bit of a gazebo, and the gazebo has a height advantage over us. So rather than pushing straight at the gazebo, what you want to do is you want to go around. You want to hug that side of the storm, and preferably the skinniest part of the storm you can find. And don't charge straight at anyone who's going to have any kind of advantage over you, whether that's cover, whether that's height, whatever. Just keep kind of spiraling, if that makes sense. So you want to spiral yourself toward the center of the circle. And you can see here, this guy's got pretty good high ground. He takes out Gray Fox, but I managed to take him out for win number 4. Today's final gameplay is on Alcatraz, and I put on my lucky shirt because, well, just wait until you see this final kill. It's all sorts of cool. So what you can see in here is you can see me running back into the storm lots of times. And I'm going into the storm and I'm dipping in and out because I've got 38 band-aids right now, plus however many medkits. So I've got plenty of heals. And this is something that I really miss about Blackout because you really could play the storm a whole lot more effectively. Watch out as I turn on this dude with a combat axe. Ooh, lucky shirt, go for the win. But in Warzone, you don't really have this kind of storm play. You can run into the storm for a few seconds if you have a gas mask, but then your guy plays this animation where he puts this gas mask over his face and takes it off, and there's a good chance that's just going to get you killed, so it's almost not even worth it to try to do anything like that. But when you're playing a game like Blackout, where you really can go into the storm and heal and kind of survive for a few seconds, sometimes that benefits you, and sometimes it benefits you in a pretty big way. Now, what you're going to see here is, just like in the submarine, I want as close to the center as I can get, and I'm looking for high ground. So let me take out this camper with a pistol here, and now I'm going to be the camper. And you want high ground, and you can see right now 6 guys left, 3 of them are us, so it's 3v3 or 3v2v1 or 3v1v1v1. I think I got the right number of ones there. But what you want is you just want the most guys live at the end of the game. So whatever you do, don't be like this guy and just sit on this rock here, because there's no way he's going to survive that. He's got low ground, he's got no cover, he's got to run at the last second because he waited too long and the storm pushed him out. So if you're in a bad position, what you want to do is, like what we did at Fracking Tower, you want to get yourself out of that bad position and get yourself into a good position as quickly as you can. And as you see, the gameplay's wrapping up here. It's 2v2. There's one guy left over here on the left. This last guy, he's going to eat another combat axe. It is just so easy when you have the position and they have to come to you and you have more guys. It is so easy to win games in Blackout. Just keep yourselves and your teammates alive till the end of the game. Watch as many of my videos as you can, including the ones on the screen right now. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll catch you next time. And as always, thank you very much for watching.